First of all, I'd just like to say the best way to implement what I say from this video is to sleep during my video. So if I've bored you enough in the next, I don't know how many minutes, then I will have done my job. So that's fantastic. In any case, the sleeping iceberg, or the sleeping improvement iceberg. Alright, this ain't no iceberg. This is more of an upside down pyramid, but, you know, I didn't say that drawing was ever my forte. So, here are the different levels of the iceberg. I'm going to start with the basic stuff that everybody knows. Okay? And then, I'm going to go into stuff that, you know, maybe it's 50-50. And then I'm going to go into stuff that 1% of people know. Okay? At least that's my interpretation of it. So, in total, I'm going to give you 9 tips. 3 from each level. Alright, let's start with the basic. First of all, am I an expert? No. But I have read a few books, okay? So, just like everybody else who has read a few books, I will now proclaim myself as a certified expert. Okay, no. But I'm not like a university graduate on this particular issue. However, I've looked through a lot of books and YouTube videos, and ultimately, there are 9 main tips that I would like to emphasize, which I've put in this interesting format. So, right, let's get straight into it. Basic. What does everybody know? Let's just do the basics. If you don't do the basics, if you don't do the fundamentals, you can't do the advanced stuff. Okay? It's like playing an instrument. If you're not able to play a scale, or if you're not able to, you know, just very simply move your fingers across the fretboard or across the piano, you can't play the more advanced dynamics and whatnot. If you're not a musician, you probably already clicked off. But, important. You already know this. Everybody told you this. No screens before bed. And by before bed, I'd even just... This is an understatement. Before bed. I've tested this on myself. Okay, I've made myself a guinea pig. And what I found is, you need at least an hour or two. Or, this is a bonus tip of mine. I like to have a mandatory, every time you use the computer, okay, a blue light blocker. If you want to understand the science behind this, you can just skip forward a few, like 30 seconds if you don't want to listen to this, but the science behind this is quite interesting. So, the reason that having screens keeps us awake is, unless you're watching some very stimulating stuff, in which case it's for a different reason, if you know what I mean, but if you're just looking at a screen, right, what a screen emulates is normal daytime. In normal daytime, there's a lot of blue lights, and screens emit blue light. So your brain thinks that it's the morning, when it's really not. So that's why, you know, screens really mess up your sleeping cycle. In any case, next, do exercise during the day. It's very simple. When can you sleep better? When you feel tired. Oh, tired. How do you feel tired? When you do exercise. It's pretty intuitive, this one. I don't think I have to explain the science much behind it. Makes sense. Do exercise during the day. Okay, and plus, it's healthy for you, so why wouldn't you? And last, less caffeine. Quit drinking a damn coffee. Man, in my entire life, I've only drank coffee, I think, 2 or 3 times, because adults tell me, oh, don't do drugs, you know, none of this stuff. And yet, they take this bean, they take these beans, mashed beans, plus liquid, every morning, and without it, they feel completely out of sync. It's like drugs. So, I've never really believed in it, and, you know, there's a very complex science with this, right? It blocks adenosine, which is basically a hormone that makes you sleep, right? Blocks adenosine, and that's why I wouldn't recommend taking it, like, after 12 in noon, because what's gonna happen is you're not gonna feel tired at all. Okay, adenosine is the thing that makes you feel tired. Without adenosine, well, not without adenosine. Okay, if you're a scientist, all right, you'll understand more about this. But it blocks adenosine receptors, so you won't feel tired at all. Okay, that's the basic stuff. But you got to do it. No screen time. Do exercise. Less caffeine. And obviously, there's also the 8 hours you need. Okay, but that's more than basic, so let's not get into that. Right, next level of the iceberg, the 50-50. I don't know why I named it that. It just came up on the spot. 3 things here. Number 1, consistency over time. Now, I'm not saying time is not important. By this, I mean the 8 hours. 8 hours is crucial. Get 8 hours, please. Okay? I never followed this advice, but doctors don't follow their own advice anyways. All right. Consistency. What does that mean? It means every day you sleep and you wake up at the same time. So if you sleep at, what's good, like 11 p.m., you wake up at 7 p.m. Okay, that's healthy. Every day. But do it every day. If you break it, that's going to cause problems. Because you might already notice something called the circadian rhythm. And normally it's like this. Okay, it's pretty rhythmic if you do the same thing every day. Your brain's happy. Your brain's, it's amazing. It loves it. And then suddenly, one day, you sleep at 3 a.m. and you wake up at 5 a.m. Then your circadian rhythm's like, bro, what are you doing, man? Come on, what are you doing? It's absolutely insane. Don't do that. So always be consistent. I'd say consistency is more important than the amount of time you get. So even if one day you sleep a bit later, say like 12 p.m., still try to wake up at 7 p.m. just so you can get back to your normal schedule quicker. It's actually a hack here because you'll feel more tired because you only got 7 hours of sleep. So for that one day, you'll feel more down. But then overall, over the next few weeks, you're not going to regret this one day where you lost 1 hour of sleep. Okay. Consistency. What's the next point here? Lower the temperature of your body. And there's two ways to do this. Number one, lower the temperature in the room. I like to get an AC, because in my house I have an AC, right? So this makes it very easy for me. I turn it down all the way to 18 degrees. And the reason this works, just some science behind it, is because every ounce of our biology is based on what we were like in our caveman days. We haven't changed much from when we were, say, like 100,000 years ago. So, in those days, think about it. When they slept, what time was it? Night. And what is nighttime like? Cold. So, naturally, we correlated cold with sleep. It's wired in our biology. So, biologically speaking, if you turn down the temperature, it's going to help you sleep. So, room temperature, AC, 18 degrees. Or anything that feels comfortably cold. And if you're freezing until you get hypothermia, like that's not really conducive to sleep. Yeah, if you freeze to death, I want you to sleep, but not for that long. As in, like, don't sleep eternally. Don't do that. Okay. Next, lower room temperature and take shower before. Now, it doesn't matter. Actually, if you take a hot shower or a cold shower, it doesn't matter. I like to take cold showers just because I feel like it's better for my skin. I know I have no evidence to back that up, but it's just my personal experience. I've trialed and errored it before. Take a shower before. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold. The reason for that is because it cools you down nonetheless. You're like, oh wait, but I'm taking a hot shower, right? A 40-degree shower. How is that going to make me cold? Well, when you're in the shower, you're very hot. Okay. You're not going to sleep in the shower, right? Once you get out, then you start cooling down. Because it's the same logic as sweat, right? When you have any sort of water on your body, it doesn't matter what temperature it is. That looks like this guy called the Black Death. Sorry. But the water evaporates, and the evaporation of the water is what lowers your temperature. So no matter hot or cold, it's going to cool you down. All right. That's my 3 tips for this level. Consistency, temperature, and taking a shower. And now, the 1% tips. This was extremely clickbaity, the 1%. I think more people know about this, or maybe less people, because our sleep is really effed up these days, especially in the cities. I've asked my friends, I've asked just random people sometimes. They're always like, oh, I got 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep. And there's probably this one nerd in class who gets like 10 hours sleep. I sleep at 8 p.m. and I wake up at 10 a.m. Some crap like that, right? You know that guy. You know that guy who says the guy who sleeps at 8 p.m. is there's always something wrong with that guy. I'm just saying. Like, I know. I'm stereotyping, but I'm sleepist. Okay, cancel me, but it's true. Anyhow, 1% tips. 1% tips. I'd say that first. This is an obvious one. This is very obvious. But you don't know how important this is. No lights. At all. I don't think a lot of people know this. Because what I've seen in most people's rooms is, yeah, you understand it instinctively. Okay, I get it. Okay, no light. Yeah, obviously I shut off my light when I sleep, right? I'm not going to turn on the light. But in everybody's room, there's always like this one source of light somewhere. Okay. Now, first of all, I'd get blackout curtains. All right. A lot of people have done this before, but anything that is bright in a room is gonna have a huge impact on sleep. There was this experiment conducted, I believe. I don't know how many years ago, but when there was one candle in the room, it affected the person's sleep. So the point is, no light in the room at all. Okay. In my house, in my room, I used to have this. I still do, but I used to have this Wi-Fi extension that looked like this, kind of, and it was always plugged in because I thought, oh, it's too much of a hassle to take out. And the thing is, this thing emitted some blue light just to show it's on, and because blue light, it's particularly destructive as well. I didn't know that was affecting my sleep, but it was. And now every night I take it out of its socket, so it no longer emits light, and my room is pitch black these days. And I have found it to be much better for my sleep. So, no lights at all. At all is the main part, because everybody knows it's no light. But at all, no lights. Not even like a little bit that you can barely see. Not even that. Okay, just try to make it pitch black, like a cave in there. All right. Next one. Get sunlight straight away when you wake up. Man, I really failed English on that one. Anyways, when you wake up, first thing you do, okay? You don't start, doing the up and down on your. Okay, sorry. There's probably girls watching this and children. My bad. Don't cancel me. So, you don't do that. Nope. You want to look outside your window, or better yet, go outside to the sun and get exposure to sunlight, right? Look at the wood outside, not morning wood inside, okay? I'm sorry I had to do it. But just think about this biologically, right? How did you know that you were awake? You're supposed to be awake when you're a hunter, a caveman days. How? Well, the sun came out. That's when you could start hunting. So we're biologically hardwired, once again, to wake up when the sun is shining. So if you're in your room with your blackout curtains still there in the morning, you're gonna think, oh, it's still nighttime because I don't see any sun. So walk out there and get some sun. And additionally, I also say here, this is plus exercise. Exercise in the morning. It's just something I do. I do a bunch of push-ups, ab exercises. If you're a gym person, okay, you sometimes neglect your abs, right? Some people focus too much on abs. I might do a video on that, on the ab training, but some people focus too much on abs. Some people focus too little on abs because they think, oh, I need to train abs. I would suggest you do anyways. And to do it in the morning is the one that causes least nuisance because you gotta exercise in the morning anyways. Exercise and stretch as well. Stretching is pretty important. This releases endorphins, which wakes you up. And the reason this is better for sleep, you may be thinking, oh, but this is how to feel more awake. Okay. Again, consistency. If you consistently walk out of the sun at this time, your rhythm is going to be much stronger. Think of it like this, right? Which rhythm is more obvious? One where the person only lightly taps the drums, and you can barely hear it, or one where he bangs the drums pretty hard every time? This one's more obvious. You can follow it easier because you can actually hear it. It's the same thing here. If you're waking up, you are amplifying the rhythm, your circadian rhythm. So do that. And last but not least, this is very interesting. Remember in kindergarten when we used to have naps in the afternoon, like afternoon naps? This is actually good for us. So there's a reason we do this. We actually biphasic or something like that. Whatever this means. Okay, this means that we're not supposed to just sleep once. I know, it's crazy, because every day we only sleep once. Every time we sleep in class or at work, we're like, yo, wake up. No. Biologically speaking, we're supposed to sleep twice every day. Once at night, as we usually do, and once in the afternoon. And the afternoon one's only like 1 hour or so, or 30 minutes even. But the thing is, again, this ties into the consistency thing. Because what this does is it keeps you awake the entire day. Okay, I guess, yeah, it's a sleep video, but if you're able to keep yourself awake in the day, I think that's why we want to sleep anyways. Nobody says, oh, I would love to just lie down like I'm dead for a third of my life and do nothing at all. Maybe some people like to do that, but most of us sleep just because, oh, damn, if I don't sleep, I won't feel energetic in the day. So, yeah, this is a tip to feel awake in the day. You're welcome. Alright, so that's going to be the iceberg, boom, or the upside down pyramid, whatever you'd like to call it. Alright, I hope these tips help you out, and if you sleep during this video, thanks for the watch time. If you didn't, well, what are you doing? Go sleep! Bye. Bye. Bye.